In a land shrouded in mystery, where the whispers of the forest carried the weight of ancient secrets, a prophecy foretold of a king who would unite the fractured lands of Britain. The wind howled, the trees creaked, and the mist swirled, as if the very earth itself was whispering the tale of a sword, a stone, and a destiny that would change the course of history. And so, in this unassuming corner of the kingdom, a boy named Arthur grew, nurtured by the kindness and wisdom of Sir Ector. His was a heart full of compassion, a soul afire with a dream that only he could see, a dream of a great castle, a round table, and a kingdom united under one just ruler. The day of the tournament had arrived, and with it, a sense of excitement and competition filled the air. Knights clad in armor, their steeds adorned with colorful banners, gathered to test their mettle. And in the midst of this grandeur, a simple oversight would set in motion the events that would change the destiny of Britain. With a sense of duty and loyalty, Arthur set out to find a solution, leading him down a path that wound deep into the heart of the forest. There, where the trees grew tall and the silence was profound, stood an ancient stone, bearing a secret that would alter the course of his life forever. And then, in a moment that would be etched in the annals of history, Arthur grasped the hilt of the sword, and with a strength that seemed almost divine, he pulled it free from the stone. The forest erupted in a cascade of golden light, as if the very heavens themselves were proclaiming the arrival of the true king. Thus, with the sword in hand, Arthur was crowned the king of Britain, and with his ascension, a new era dawned. Camelot, a city of unparalleled beauty, became the beacon of hope, where knights from far and wide gathered around the round table, symbol of a fellowship bound not by blood, but by a shared dream of justice and equality. By his side stood Guinevere, a queen as enigmatic as she was beautiful, her sapphire eyes holding mysteries untold, and her laughter capable of lifting the heaviest of hearts. Yet even in the midst of joy, the shadows of prophecy whispered warnings of a love that would also become a source of profound pain. As Camelot flourished, tales of a sacred chalice, the Holy Grail, reached the round table, igniting a fire of ambition in the hearts of Arthur's knights. Driven by honor, duty, and the promise of eternal life, they vowed to embark on a perilous quest, to find the Grail and bring its divine power back to Camelot. Among them was Sir Lancelot, the epitome of chivalry and honor, whose prowess in battle was unmatched and whose heart was pure. Yet even as he prepared to face the unknown, the seeds of betrayal were sown, threatening to undermine the very foundations of Camelot. But alas, the bonds of loyalty and friendship were not immune to the frailties of the human heart. The forbidden love between Guinevere and Lancelot, a secret kept hidden for so long, finally came to light, casting a shadow over Camelot and fracturing the unity of the Round Table. As the fabric of Camelot began to unravel, the dark sorceress Morgan Le Fay, fueled by a thirst for power and a heart full of malice, conspired to bring about the downfall of the kingdom, using every dark art at her disposal to manipulate and deceive. And so, from the shadows, Mordred emerged, Arthur's own son, born of deceit and treachery, his heart blacker than the night, and his ambition burning brighter than any star. He was the instrument of Camelot's downfall, the bringer of darkness to a kingdom that had once known only the light of hope and unity. The final battle, the last stand of a kingdom on the brink of collapse, raged across the fields of Camlann, a clash of steel on steel, of honor against treachery, of light against the encroaching darkness. Arthur, his armor gleaming, his heart unbroken, led the charge, his knights by his side, in a desperate bid to save the dream that had once seemed so invincible. In the heart of the battle, two figures clashed, their swords locked in a struggle that would decide the fate of a kingdom. Arthur, the once and future king, faced Mordred, the traitor, their blades flashing in the dying light of day, as they fought not just for victory, but for the very soul of Britain. And so, in the end, it was not the treachery of Mordred that proved to be the downfall of Arthur, but his own unyielding sense of justice and honor. Mortally wounded, the once and future king lay on the cold earth, his vision fading to black, as the dream of Camelot slipped away, lost to the sands of time. With his final breaths, Arthur entrusted Sir Bedivere with a sacred task, to return the sword Excalibur to the Lady of the Lake, from whence it came, a symbol of the cycle of life and power, and the enduring legacy of a king who had once united a fractured land under one banner. And so, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the world in a golden glow, Sir Bedivere, with a heavy heart, threw Excalibur into the lake, and it was caught, as if by an unseen hand, by the Lady of the Lake, a symbol of the return of power to the mystical realm, and the closure of an era that had begun with a sword and ended with a dream. And as the mist closed in like a veil over the battlefield, Arthur's body was borne away by three queens, their faces shrouded in sorrow, to the mystical Isle of Avalon, a place of eternal rest, where the once and future king would find peace, and his legend would live on, a beacon of hope in the darkness. The battle was over, the war was won, but at what cost? The fields of Camlann lay silent, the armies vanished, the dream of Camelot shattered. The survivors, few and weary, wandered the desolate landscape, searching for meaning in a world that had lost its way, and a king who had lost his life. Yet even in death, the legend of Arthur lived on, a prophecy foretelling his return, a promise that in Britain's darkest hour, the once and future king would rise again, to lead his people, to reunite the fractured lands, and to bring light to a world beset by darkness. And so, the years passed, the seasons came and went, the world changed, yet the story of Arthur, the once and future king, remained, a beacon of hope, a reminder of a dream that had once seemed so real, so achievable. His legacy lived on, a testament to the power of courage, honor, and the unyielding belief in a better world. And the story of Arthur, the story of Camelot, was told and retold, passed down through the ages, a reminder of a time when honor was a virtue, when courage was a choice, and when the dream of a better world seemed within reach. The bards sang of his deeds, the people whispered of his return, and the legend grew, a flame that burned bright, guiding generations through the darkness. For in the end it was not the conquests, not the battles won or lost, but the beauty of Arthur's soul that remained, a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always a chance for redemption, always a dream worth fighting for, and always a legend that will live on, inspiring generations to come. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe my channel to get latest story update.